I put a question on LinkedIn recently about, can you get a perfect accent in a foreign language? So before I answer the question, what do we mean by a perfect accent? Now, for most of my clients and a lot of people I meet here in France, a perfect accent in English would be speaking English like a British person or an American person. It would be being at such a high level that people wouldn't know you are not from that country. So let's go with this as the definition of a perfect accent. Now, 43% of people who answered this question said that you can get a perfect accent if you make a lot of effort. Now, unfortunately, I'm here to tell you that that is not true. Something happens in your teenage years around the age of 16, but it can be higher or lower depending on the person. And after that, you will always have your own native accent when you speak a foreign language. Now, it can be stronger or less strong depending on several things. Some people are very good at imitating. Some people who are already bilingual, so if they have grown up speaking two languages, let's say French and Arabic, it's much easier for them to make new sounds in a different language, and so their accent will be better. And of course, if you are a lucky 0.0001% of the population who has a really good ear and is maybe a Hollywood actor, and you're training with a voice and accent coach, yes, maybe you can do it. But for the majority of people, you will always keep your charming French accent. Or in my case, my charming English accent when I speak French. Now, I said unfortunately, but in a way, this is fortunate, because it means that you should not feel bad if your accent is not like an American person or a British person, because you're looking at an impossible dream if that's what you want to do. What you should be aiming for is an accent that is clear, people can understand you, and that if there are specific sounds or specific things that are not clear, you work on those so that you can be understood in all situations. Now, something else I will say about accent, which I have noticed personally speaking French, is that some days you are able to speak with a really good and clear accent, and other days your accent is just meh. I don't know why, but it happens. And in fact, if you want to improve your accent, the more you consciously work on specific sounds in your accent, the better you will be. But you will never sound like a British or an American, I'm sorry. However, the second response on my survey was, yes, you can have a perfect accent if you are less than 16 years old. In fact, this is true. If at an age of under 16, you are immersed in the language, 1 hour a week or a couple of hours a week at school is not enough. You need to be constantly hearing the language to get that accent. So if you have children who are under 16, YouTube is great. And so is Netflix or whatever in the original version. Always put the original version on, and your children have a chance of having a really great accent when they speak. Now, some people, not so many people luckily, put the no, you can never have a perfect accent, which unfortunately, if you're an adult, is kind of true, but your children have a chance. So I hope this has been useful, and if you would like to work on your pronunciation to have a beautiful, clear pronunciation with a charming French accent, then just call Eigentraining.